Watching Hard Eyes, the latest horror flick which Sony is releasing close to Valentine's Day in the hopes that it turns into a franchise, I was struck by one thought. Why haven't there been more romantic comedy horror mashups? After all, the horror genre is a perennial date night staple, and there's nothing that breaks the ice on a date like being frightened and clutching your date's arm when a jump scare happens. Director Josh Ruben, who previously helmed the well-received Scare Me and Werewolves Within, dives headfirst into both genres with a gory slasher film that leans more heavily into the rom-com aspects than you might expect, giving the film a unique flavor. To be sure, Ruben and his team of writers, which include Happy Death Day's Christopher Landon, purposely lead into the rom-com tropes with their two leads, Olivia Holt's Allie, who's a driven career woman nursing a broken heart with no time in her life for romance, and Mason Gooding's Jay, her new high-flying co-worker who, despite his lady killer vibe, just wants to settle down and find the one. They work for a fashion brand that's trying to build a campaign around romance, so in order to do some research, they book a table at the most romantic restaurant in town. Alas, the Hard Eyes killer, who we learn has been terrorizing couples for years, especially on Valentine's Day, has recently arrived in the city, mistakes them for a particularly happy couple, and becomes focused on doing away with them. Now, Hard Eyes may not be for the most hardcore horror fan. While there's some nifty gore moments that earn it its hard R rating, the vibe is kept light throughout. Even when running for their lives, Gooding and Holt, who are a likable pair, trade quips and never seem especially afraid, even if they're being chased by a maniac. Gooding is a rising star in the genre thanks to his role in the Scream movies and settles well into a leading man part. Holt, while newer to the genre, makes for a solid final girl, and their chemistry is strong enough that you hope they'll end up together by the time the credits roll in true rom-com fashion. However, it should be said that the Hard Eyes killer's reign is definitely secondary to the romance. I'd define Hard Eyes as a rom-com that just so happens to have horror elements. Despite the high body count, the killer's reign never seems to be taken all that seriously. Given that it's a comedy, all the side characters are played for laughs, with Devon Sawa and Jordana Brewster's Hard Eyes hunting cops knowingly named Hobbs and Shaw, and a cheeky nod to Brewster's most popular franchise. Sawa chews scenery as the ultra-macho Hobbs, while Brewster's Shaw complains about never being able to find a man. Bit of a stretch given how jaw-droppingly gorgeous he still is. Neither is played particularly straight, but they have bigger roles than you'd think, with a mistaken identity and a violent trip to the police station ranking among the film's goriest highlights. Hard Eyes should prove to be a solid sleeper when it comes out, as it's perfect for the audience it's targeting, couples. Hardcore horror aficionados might be harder to please, but if you don't mind the heavy emphasis on comedy and romance, you'll still find plenty to like about this slasher flick, including practical gore effects and a superb design for the killer's mask. I had a good time with it, and I wouldn't be adverse to seeing this turn into a perennial Valentine's Day tradition where a new couple is stalked by the killer in each sequel. So I give this one a pretty solid 7 out of 10, just as long as you go in the right headspace.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.